TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons. We won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that. Who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets. Players you should look at. It's the sports coma. You don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, Who That Nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Who that to the black and gold family, man. It's Thursday going down. Saints talking more. We in the building, Sports Coma. Much love to the great Saint Think Tank. And like I've been saying for some time now, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports family. I'm Big Q. I'm in the building. Much love to the great Saint Think Tank. I appreciate you guys for being in this thing, man. Please feel free to hit upon the like button. Much love to the entire Who That Nation. We up in this thing. I salute the fam. Much love to y'all. Who that to you, Randy? What's up, Randy? Good to see you, fam. Brother Jerry's in the building. Who that to you, Snake Bite? Who that to you, Brother Torrey Shepard Senior? What's up, Brother Torrey? Who that to you, Elites in the building? Robert Clark's in the building. Who that to y'all? Appreciate y'all. Josh Goat 23. Who that to you? 504 Code. Who that to you? Pick it and flick it. Who that to you? What's up, Tasha, baby? Who that to you? And my dog Big Sean as well. Lamar's in the building. Who that to you, fam? Appreciate you as well. Ant-Man, what's up, baby? Who that to you? Appreciate you. Swag fan, what's up, Swag? Who that to you, fam? Appreciate you being in this thing as well. Kai, what's up, Kai? Much love to you, brother Kai. Brother Doug, who that to you as well. Smallville, what's up, fam? Who that to you? Gundam is in the building. What's up, fam? Much love to all y'all. Appreciate y'all being in the stream. Much love. Brother Derek's in the building as well. Who that to you? Brother Tragic's in the building. Who that to you? Brother Tremal's in the building. Who that to you? Much love to the fam. Young City Night Ward. What's up, fam? What's happening? All right. What's up, Rockwell? Who that to you, fam? Much love to you, baby. Appreciate the kings and queens, and the kings of the coma. Much love to y'all. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Please feel free to hit the like button if you did, and hit the subscribe button if you're new to the stream, and feel free to share the show's links on your social media feed. In this episode, fam, I won't hold you guys very long on this Thursday stream, but tomorrow I will. Tomorrow, Friday stream, we'll open up the lines of communication for the family members to come in one at a time and hear their commentary, because it's been a tizzy. This past week, we did have an opportunity because it was a late stream for that Sunday, but this upcoming Friday, the family members can air out grievances and thoughts on the upcoming offseason, as our beloved Black and Gold is doing, much like a lot of people who didn't make it. They're going to just be doing some spectating. So we might as well look at the forecast. That's probably one of the best and funnest, I said, if that's a word, one of the funniest and funnier or fun times is forecasting, putting on your sports hat and just doing your prediction game about what you think, what moves goes on in the Black and Gold going into the season, what they need to do to improve, all this, that, and the third. So in this stream, we're going to go at a few news, a couple of articles I done seen some of the fam sent to me, and I want to go over them and offer some suggestions on that thing. You heard me? And then we'll go from that. So with that being said, I appreciate each and every last one of y'all for being up in there. 60. Okay. Okay. Wow. All right. Swag, you trying to get all the money. I got you, baby. Who that tell you? What's up, Rush Hour? Big ups to you, fam. Appreciate y'all being in here, man. Much love to y'all, man. I haven't talked to y'all, feel like in a while, man. Yeah, it was a Tuesday, wasn't it? Wednesday was supposed to be the radio show. We didn't do the radio stream, but it will return next Wednesday. So I'm kind of lining up some other stuff that I got going on that I'm lining up as well. So, like I said, I'm also working on a piece of literature as well, and I think I'll be able to put a big piece of it together in the next 4 or 5 and have a lot of that out of the way. But anyway, with that being said, listen, it's been a whirlwind as the Saints finished 9-8 on the season, fam. In the black and gold going forward, we open up on the Tuesday stream for the TSC Q&A live Patreon family members. Much love to you guys and our YouTube membership family that are subscribed because they had went to that next level. But get a lot of that content. But that was a fun show. Went through a bunch of articles about and touched on. Didn't particularly stick on too many things, but just touched briefly over several different topics that we'll be going over from the summation of time from starting now into all deep into the summertime. So we got a lot of time to kind of go over with that. So with that being said, we're going to go over a few news notes and items. We're going to start off with 2 articles that we're going to go over. And one of those articles, let me see if I can put this, how to fix the Saints in 2022, leave no stone unturned at the QB position, shop Michael Thomas to rebuild wide receiver core. Now, who's coming up with this article? This is some guy from CBS, and most of the time, this guy, he just wrote his little thoughts on the team, so I won't beat him upside his goddamn head too much, but let's see what the man got to say about some of the things here, and we'll offer some analysis. And remember, it's a different effect when you have diehard black and gold people that ride with the team every second, every minute of the hour versus some guy coming up in here pretending to be something. They do that a lot nowadays. They do that a lot. Come on, and I start saying, damn, this is, they just walk up in the room like, hey, man, I'm the expert. I'm the expert. Nah, dude, you got to put your time in, playboy. You don't walk up in here like you own the room. No. We see, and that's that's what you got to do. You got to check your ass. You check your ass, check the ID, see if you belong up in here. You might be fake. You might be perpetrating a fraud. And a lot of them are. But anyway, y'all know I like having fun doing this. So it's that one, and it's another one from NOLA.com where all of some of the good writers of NOLA.com put one together. They're a little bit more credible than the CBS component. But anyway, let's get over it. Let's get into the article, fam. We're going to go over this, and then we're going to kind of schmooze out of this thing. All right, how to fix the Saints in 2022, leave no stone unturned at QB. Shop Michael Thomas to rebuild wide receiver core. 5 steps that could help New Orleans get back on track. And this is Cody Benjamin who wrote this article right here, and he offers it. And like I said, this guy, I don't really too much have to hear too many things about this character, right? Maybe a handful of articles, but not one of the guys you will probably want to take commentary from, but we'll see what he got. All right, big ups to you. What's up, Sean? Who that to you, fam? Appreciate you. Cameron, who that to you as well. What's up, brother Derek? Who that to you, fam? Much love. All right, 71 degree. All right, y'all got good weather out there, man. What Tony said that, Derek? It never rained in Southern California. I say if it don't, then it dry as a bone now. And there are people out there. That's one of my favorite songs too. All right, so anyway, much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all, man, for being here. What's up, Josh? Who that, fam? Appreciate you. All right, let's get into this thing, man. Much love. All right, okay. Now here's the article right here. You can see they got a weird number one reason. This article kind of I look strange at it because they could have really picked a lot of different articles. Why they got Jameis looking like he ate something that made his face allergic or something? Why is this quarterback picture showing Jameis Winston looking like he's like he had an allergic reaction to something? What the hell going on here? You couldn't have found a more flattering picture of Jameis? Why is his face looking like he broke out, like he ate some stuff he wasn't supposed to, and he's suffering from a allergic reaction to something. That's wrong all kind of ways. Anyway, let's get to it. Saints started in 2021 opening at 5-2, then threatened to sneak into the playoffs down the stretch despite multiple injuries at quarterback, including to week one starter Jameis Winston. In the end, New Orleans missed the cut, snapping a 4-year streak of postseason runs under longtime coach Sean Payton. Not only are the Saints a full year removed from the end of the Drew Brees era, but they've yet to draw much closer to a definitive next phase, whatever that means, entering 2022 with remaining uncertainty at QB and across the lineup. Now, the question is, where do they go from here? What can they do to get back on track after finishing 9-8 and out of the playoffs? Well, 9-8 is a winning record, but he is right. Out of the playoffs is all for naught. You came to the right place, or did we not? Here are the 5 steps that to help fix the Saints. All right, let's hear. Clear the cap space. All right, that's easy. It wouldn't be the Saints offseason without this as a top priority, would it? A year after maneuvering through a dire cap situation, General Manager Mickey Loomis once again has tens of millions to clear off the books before any tens of millions. If anything else can be done, this should and likely will, meaning early cuts of replacement level vets like Bradley Roby saves 9.5. And then, of course, Mark Ingram, 2.3. But it will surely also mean approaching some bigger names like Malcolm Jenkins and Cam Jordan pay cuts. Number 2, get creative at QB. And no, this doesn't mean re-sign Jameis Winston just to deploy a cute 3-man rotation with Ian Book and Taysom Hill. First of all, listen, I don't know what man gonna sit here and talk about some cute tree. I mean, that's not the terminology to use for that, because this guy obviously don't believe in Jameis the way he's saying leave no stone unturned at the QB position. So let's just get into it, then I'll go back over it. Say, who do they think they are? The Panthers? Winston absolutely deserves a second look at this potential QB1. Considering the confidence he displayed in 21, his price tag should be reasonable due to his unfortunate injury. I agree. And Peyton and company also shouldn't settle on Winston as their only option. In fact, he should be plan B. Jameis should be plan B, or just one part of plan A. Oh, so it's a plan, one part. So plan A is broken into several components. With the number 18 pick in the draft, New Orleans need to consider any top QB prospect that happens to slide within reach. And if somehow Peyton's able to get more proven starter like Russell Wilson, forget about that, or even Kirk Cousins, are you kidding me? He shouldn't be afraid to pull the trigger. Now, see, anybody that know the Saints would know off top not to even put no goddamn Kirk Cousins names even kind of close, any kind of way close to the black and gold. Kirk Cousins partner. So Kirk Cousins is plan A, and Jameis should be, no. All right, so let's keep it going. I'm gonna just hit the rest of these, and then I'm gonna come back to him. Shop Michael Thomas. This dude says Shop Mike. Some reports would indicate they started doing this a while ago, and it's entirely unclear whether the former he don't even reference what reports they are. Unclear what former All-Pro would even bring in return at this point. He wouldn't bring nothing because he's hurt. Expert. All-Pro would even bring at this point once one of the surest handed targets in the NFL. The 3-time Pro Bowler has played all but 7 games the last 2 years. He's still just 28, though, in two seasons removed from a 1,700-yard season. But the Saints should be looking to both clear money and get younger and more reliable out wide. If they can designate him a post-June 1st trade, or even an event zero meaningful, just cut him. Offers materialize a post-June 1st cut, they'll save $16 million just by cutting Mike Thomas and getting from up under his contract. Now, don't worry, I'm going to touch on them. Retain Armstead or Marcus Williams. So you get rid of Mike Thomas to keep a banged-up Armstead that can't stay healthy. In other words, their top 2 free agents. This won't be easy, as Mickey Loomis needs to trim something like $60 million before addressing his own players. But it's imperative if the Saints intend on competing in 21, they secure at least one of these guys. Armstead has more value as a proven left tackle, especially if New Orleans is betting on Winston again, or better yet, bringing a hotshot rookie or a Pro Bowl veteran to take over. Dude, what about the money? But Williams is one of the most rangiest young defensive backs, and Jenkins, his top running mate, could be nearing the end of the line at 34. Invest at wide receiver. This may appear to run counter to the earlier point about Shop and Thomas. Yes, get rid of the experienced guy who just having injuries and bringing somebody with no experience. But remember, the Saints haven't had their number one pass catcher on the field for most of the last 2 years due to injury. They need guys who can suit up. Money, as usual, is the dilemma here, unless Loomis really backloads a deal for a big name like Allen Robinson or Odell Beckham Jr. One way or another, they need at least a one starter added on the perimeter. Winston made things work early in 21, but he or whomever is throwing passes in 2022 deserves better support through the air. Okay, let's cycle back through what's his face? Benjamin's commentary on clearing the space. That's kind of basically that's that's commonplace. You know that the Saints last year were over up $100 million. They had to get down up under that thing, and they did that. And then they were able to make some very shrewd moves to make the team competitive. And despite everything that went on, the Saints really hurt them this year is the fact that they just were miserable. They were a terrible home team. You can't possibly lose that many games in the dome. But to that effect, a lot of weird things happened this year, and it's football. We had the C-19 stuff we dealt with, all kinds of hurricanes, running from hurricanes, all that. But the Saints had a lot of success early on, injuries late, problems with coaches in and out. It was just commonplace stuff. Football, at the end of the day, they finished 9-8 without a playoff berth, waiting on somebody to handle the business for you, and it's not going to happen. That was a loss. It was a failure. Anything that don't end with a playoff berth is considered a failure. And the sticking point of it is the thought process, and the cap on this season should this season be considered a failure? Well, in my thought process, it is a failure. Why? Because the New Orleans Saints are a winning organization that makes its bones by getting to the playoffs. Getting to the playoffs meaning you have an opportunity to play for the trophy that we all want and feel like we deserve to have multiple ones of. So by that championship measurement, that is indeed a failure. So, I mean, in the end, the money is common sense. You got to get down to 60 million, but if you can do 100, you can do 60. But this is like a short, really quick novice boil down of the black and gold, and really a person that got good sense that knows that some of this stuff you won't possibly do. You won't. I mean, the thing with Michael Thomas is infuriating the wide receiver position, but you're not going to cut him. Number one, you're not going to cut him. Number two, you bet not cut him. Number one, you bet not cut him. Number two, you can't trade him because number one, you don't have nobody to replace him. And three, actually, let's jump to three. Number three is that Mike Thomas, when healthy, is one of the best in the business. And he said, well, Q, what about the fact that after the injury, would that deal with his athleticism? Well, Mike's never been a super fast, super duper 4-4 wide receiver. He's never been that. But he is a weapon on the field, which when you have him, he's very dangerous. So having him healthy, which he's only 27, 28 years of age, and he had the injury that occurred, and a lot of that was on the Saints too, just like it was on him. I guess you can both of them share that little issue. But at the end of the day, he's the best wide receiver that you have, and you're not going to get fair value by talking about trading a man. So, let's just trade him, Q, get him. And what you going to bring him back? It's just amazing to me that most people want to trade all of their best people. The man not healthy, at least give him an opportunity to get healthy before you talk about trading him. At least get him healthy, because number one, if you might not, I mean, I don't know how many Trader Joe's you got out there, but you're not going to get anything for somebody that's hurt. You're not going to get fair, unless you're ready to get screwed over. You're not going to get any fair value for trading Mike Thomas or even cutting him. Who you got to replace him right now? You're going to get some upstart rookie that you know absolutely nothing about. And Coach Payton is, I'm just keeping it real, man. Mike Thomas is a proven commodity. The Saints took Mike Thomas and turned him from a second round draft pick out of Ohio State as Keyshawn Johnson's nephew into a superstar in the building. Same thing we did with Alvin Kamara. So any of these players that we bring in here, that we draft, we're going to bring them in here and they're going to have success in this system. Issue with Saints having to transition to move ahead now is that they're going to have to learn, like they did a lot of this in this previous season, is that they're going to have to build the depth chart a little stronger than most because of the C-19 stuff and the injuries and other things. That it's not just injuries that you have to prepare for. It's the C-19 madness that adds an extra little funky ass veneer to this whole situation that you're going to definitely have to prepare harder for, or look to add a degree higher or talent level to the team is what I'm saying. The word that I was searching for. But anyway, let's finish it up, man. All right, get creative at QB. Number one, he says the three-headed QB. Number one, Taysom Hill is under contract for the Saints next year, several years, and so is Ian Book. The Jameis Winston commentary is Jameis coming back. I do think Jameis Winston comes back. He wants to come back to the Saints. He wants to be with the black and gold. And this is what's Jameis' word on the street is Jameis wants to be back with the black and gold, and the black and gold wants him back. He's grown a lot since he's been here in year 3. And you go take a look at Jameis Winston's rehabbing tape. He is looking good, rehabbing and getting back. So being here, that gives you a whole nother level of respect with the family members and his teammates. He's rehabbing and trying to get back to that level that he was at last year. So, and I agree that I don't think, and I've said this when this first happened, when the injury occurred with Jameis, is that his value is not going to be as high as it would if Jameis had completed this season. We talking about Jameis Winston completing this season. We wouldn't even be having this conversation right now because the Saints would be suiting up for the playoffs because you would have had enough wins with Jameis at the helm to get you to the playoffs. He was knocked out with 14 touchdowns versus 3 interceptions, in the game. So he was definitely playing a lot better, playing really well. So I expect Jameis Winston to come back, and not at a killer rate. Now, I'm pretty sure they'll have people competing for his services, but I think Jameis Winston wants to be in the black and gold building. So ain't no need for me talking about, well, let's go expend out a first-round draft pick for a quarterback. Y'all know Sean Payton is not going to take no quarterback with the first-round draft pick. You got all these people coming out with these drafts and picking, oh, we got the quarterback from Alabama and all this. No, man. Haven't Sean Payton showed people any damn thing over these drafts? Didn't it? What does he prefer? People really don't know who Coach Payton is, do they? I mean, he's really not a complicated person to figure out, especially if you've been paying attention to what he does. He's very predictable, in his calls. What he preferences, he prefers offensive linemen, and he will reach at a wide receiver, but it probably won't happen to the second round. He'll never take a quarterback with a first-round draft pick, even ones that he really liked, like Mahomes boys, who he gave the highest grade. His words to was Patrick. He scouted Mahomes and gave him the highest grade he ever gave a quarterback. That's from Coach Payton's mouth. But did Coach Payton go all the way out to go get Patrick Mahomes boys? Did he move? Did he knew? And listen, fam, this is a brotherhood, and people know who gonna move ahead of you and who like who. They all know that, man. They scouting the same people and talking to the same people. The information to know who preferences who could easily be obtained, just like Adam Schefter and the rest of these supposed insiders who are paying people inside of these organizations who are leaking information to them. That's how Schefter gets all that. Well, how could he do that? Go look up how much money Adam Schefter worth. You think people just giving Schefter and these other insiders information because they like him so much? No, he's paying for the information. He's paying for them. And Schefter he's pretty wealthy. So yeah, that information can be had for a price. So if you really want somebody, you go get them. How many quarterbacks that we have currently that are first round draft picks that are franchise quarterbacks for the team that Coach Payton himself passed up on? We could have had any of some of the top 4 or 5 quarterbacks that's out there if we really wanted them. Coach Payton's not going to do that because at this point in juncture of time, he's comfortable working with a veteran with a shorter learning curve that can take the team. And even though Drew Brees moves out of the way, you put a veteran like Jameis in there, and then Jameis takes the team and he goes from there. And that's what Coach Payton preferences. Now, what is his other preference? Offensive lineman. He is the head coach and the de facto offensive coordinator. Pete Carmichael could be basically accurately placed as, they call him an OC for the paycheck, but really he's more like an offensive assistant. He's like an offensive assistant for Coach Payton because he helps Coach Payton set the plays. He helps him put together the calls on that Waffle House menu that you see roll out every Sunday. So he's more, in my opinion, the closer to his job title is more like an offensive assistant for Coach Payton. But the reality is Coach Payton fancies offensive linemen and defensive linemen, to be honest with you. Now, toward the back end, the last several seasons or so, look what his picks were. You were looking at guys because he was shaky on Davenport, so he gets Peyton Turner, who's a Davenport-like defensive end, so much so that he was injured almost as much as Davenport was. So you want to talk about drafting people? Let's draft the Davenport clone. Let's draft this clone. No. Let's draft another Cam Jordan clone. Let's see if we can pinpoint the next Cam Jordan. Let's see if we can pinpoint the next this guy or that guy or whatever. Let's at least, if we're going to go and look for clones, at least go and look for clones of people who can actually play a full season. Let's try that shit out once in a while, don't we? So the reality is, no, I am against any realm of thinking that says, okay, unless, that says get rid of Mike Thomas. Thomas is here. They paid him money because he earned the damn money. Now he'll take a reduction, or I ain't gonna even say a reduction. They'll alter his contract where they'll get to where they need to be in terms of the dollar value in the cap to help out. They'll do that. But this guy talking about go look at Russell Wilson, which is not going to happen, and Kirk Cousins. And Russell Wilson, let me say this, Russell Wilson is flip-floppish like a dog. He flipping over here, he over here next moment. I want to be over here. The next moment, oh no, I like it on this side. This dude flipping and flopping, boy. I'm thinking this guy a flapjack. I'm thinking this guy is a pancake, boy. He flip-flopping one moment over here, flipping. I'm saying, listen, Russell, let me just tell you, brother, just stay your ass over there somewhere. Because one moment you want to be out, the next moment I got a list and the Saints are on the list. Man, miss me with that shit, man. Miss me with that. You flip-floppish. I ain't got time for your flip-floppy ass ways. You won't be out there with Seattle. I won't stay in Seattle. I don't see myself being nowhere else. Well, if that's just political speak, I ain't got time to be in a deciphering game to try to figure out what you really mean. I'm a person that say what I mean and live how I mean. I ain't got time to flip-flop your ass. I got time. It's just like, so just screw the Russell Wilson thing. Just forget that, because the reality is you're not going to be able to afford him unless you do some real strange things for some pieces for some change to get to a point where you could be able to afford him. And the Aaron Rodgers, all that stuff is not where it's supposed to be for the black and gold. The most surefire thing that the black and gold can do, commonsensically, is bring Jameis back and get a quality QB option that's not Trevor Siemian. No disrespect for Trevor Siemian. But there are other people that you can bring in that can help. Because remember, the Saints' third string quarterback position, I used to say keyword about Ian Book. Coach Payton likes Ian Book. He's a part of that futuristic move as well. He just needs a little bit more time. That wasn't a terrific outing, but then again, he was set up for failure. That offensive line was horrible, man. That was horrible. But like I said, Taysom is still under contract. So is Ian Book. And I think Ian Book has a future with the Saints down the line. But in terms of winning right now, it's Jameis Winston time. It ain't who this guy was talking about, Kirk Cousins. Man, you hear this dude talk about Kirk Cousins? Kirk Cousins, man, this dude really don't know. You don't ever mention no Kirk Cousins to know who that people's. Not no true who that people's. You don't tell him, oh, well, we got Kirk Cousins and bring him. Man, are you kidding me? Kirk Cousins is garbage time. Do you understand me? Kirk Cousins ain't shit. Well, he beat the Saints, Q. Yeah, he beat the Saints. He ain't beat nobody else. And they running that man out of town. The hell with Kirk Cousins. He ain't my kinfolk. He ain't my damn cousin. We don't need Cousins down here. And like, I would actually take a Matty Icy Hot before I take a Kirk Cousins. To hell with that guy. And this guy actually put this in the article. Don't believe me? Look right here. He says Kirk Cousins, he shouldn't be afraid to pull the trigger on Kirk Cousins. Man, you need to shut your crazy ass up. Shop Mike Thomas. He wants you to shop Michael Thomas and get him out of here, or just cut him and designate him a post-June 1st cut so you can save $16 million. Cut your best wide receiver. Never mind the fact that he's 27 years of age. Never mind the fact that when he's healthy, he busts everybody up. Never mind the fact that you don't have nobody to replace him. So, I mean, it's just astronomically stupid and a bad idea to do that. And then once you get rid of Mike, or shop Thomas gets rid of him, cut him, or trade him, and you're not going to get good value on the injured wide receiver anyway. You use the money that you would save on him to retain Teron Armstead and Marcus Williams. Does this sound about right? Does it sound about right? Look, he got it right there. Number 4, retain Teron or Marcus Williams. First of all, listen, Teron Armstead, I love you, bro. I know Teron listens to the show, but you've been listening to the show long enough to know that I always keep it real deal. Teron Armstead is one of my favorite Saints, but it's time to call it a wrap, brother. I mean, Teron has been a long time since he played a full season. It's not his fault. He even changed his diet up, ate a little bit better. But man, it's time. You got to know when it's time for the time. And listen, though, there is a way that he can come back, but he would have to take a reduction in pay that would be not fair to him to stay here. So I could see other people would spend big dollars to have Teron Armstead on their team, not the Saints. That's why, and we've been saying this for a while, when they paid Ryan Ramczyk the money, that they were going to slide him to the blindside tackle position and make him the new left tackle, and Teron Armstead, thank you for your services. And then Teron, you got to put him up there with Willie Rofe. And I mean, I ain't gonna say he better, because the best offensive lineman that we ever had was a fella by the name of Willie Rofe. And Teron Armstead is a good offensive lineman, but listen, Armstead is Rofe is the best, but Armstead's up there, man. So no, I'd be against bringing Teron Armstead back. It's time to find somebody else at that position. And plus, you ain't gonna be able to pay him that kind of money that he's seeking anyway. And of course, he wants you to bring back Marcus Williams. Now, last year I wasn't for the Marcus Williams bring back, but Marcus Williams, to me, I think with Coach Richard being here, I think he'll be able to get a lot out of Marcus Williams. And this year, you got to give Marcus Williams credit. He played better this year. He really do. And then, of course, most of the guys in the secondary played better because of the influence of Coach Richard kind of teaching the vets and the young guys how to see the game. And the thing I like about Coach Richard is that he's a motivator. So, he don't beat up on you. He kind of motivates guys positive. It's like Coach Willie Green for the Pelicans. Willie Green uses motivational techniques, and he's a good communicator to not push or suppress his guys down. He elevates them elevates them confidence-wise with his instruction. And that bears fruit versus just somebody just Stan Van Gundy. That's why he's talking about the game. So it's what it is, fam, on that side of things. And then, of course, let's keep it going and we'll finish up. Invest in the wide receiver. Now, despite the fact that he just said get rid of Michael Thomas and then take the money and put it on Teron Armstead or Marcus Williams at safety, number 5 says get you a wide receiver. I had one. You just made me get rid of him. But see, the thing is, listen, the Saints listen, man, we gonna find the talent to add to the team. But the upcoming year, and remember, let's not lose focus the fact that the draft assets that we accumulated from last year and the ones from this year be used to build the team into the next year when the money goes down for the Saints, and then boom, they'll be out there where they can have some spending power again. But over the last couple of years, the Saints had to be real smart in their distribution of cash and the accumulation of draft assets to help them move the team into the future. So that's why you're seeing them use more of the draft approach there, because it makes more sense, commonplace for the Saints to operate in that mindset and not be irresponsible like we've been being irresponsible over the last several seasons with our cap management. What's up, Hoodie? Thank you for the super chat, fam. It says, Big Q, what the heck are you on, my brother? You looking so buff. Nah, brother, just good old-fashioned who that willpower, brother. DC insulted me the other day. He said, man, because I was eating some some chips or something. I was messing with him, talking about they were carb-free chips. He's messing with you guys. He said, you eating carb-free chips? I was like, yeah, I'm eating some carb-free chips. Ain't no such thing. Hell, I wish there was. All right, so thank you for the super chat there, Hoodie, my man. Appreciate you, brother. All right, so let's keep it going, man, and we're going to finish up on this article right here. And that was the last thing he said, is go out and get Allen Robinson or Odell Beckham. I must be living in a time loop, because I could have swore that I seen Odell Beckham Jr., the Saints try to reach out. We keep reaching for these people, and it's almost like we don't have no arms. We reaching for these people, and they don't reach back. I'm tired of being rejected. Odell, keep your ass over there. No, you can go ahead on over there. We'll find somebody else. I promise you, don't be mad. We'll find somebody else to participate and do our thing. And like I said, man, the Saints are not that far off, a few pieces here or there, and I think we'll be fine. So we don't need to empty out the cupboards to do what we need to do. I think we are on the right course, and we have, and like we said, we not all mixed up like this reporter is, obviously, who's trying to say, now you need to go after Kirk Cousins. Man, are you serious? Let me, that's just me. Let me ask the rest of the family members out here how y'all feel about it. Y'all tell me how y'all like Kirk Cousins. Y'all tell me how y'all like Kirk Cousins. Do anybody in, it's over 120 something of us in here. I want each and every last one of y'all that's listened to this show to tell me, should the Saints pursue Kirk Cousins? Put yes or no in the chat. Put it in, let me know what time it is. Should the Saints pursue Kirk Cousins according to what this writer? What's up, Ken Rosser? What's up, fam? All right. DeWright, what's up, brother? What's up, man? Hey, bro, I'm asking the Who That Nation. All right, Mocha, what's up, fam? What's up, baby? Hell no. What's up, Lori? Much love to the queen. All right. Tyrese says Kirk Cousins, who had 2 wideouts. Hell nah. See, look at that. Rush hour. Nope. All right. Malcolm, thank you. Malcolm says re-sign James. I know you, Malcolm. See, and it just goes to show you, like, man, a lot of these people, I know Elliot. I don't like Kirk Cousins. He ain't my cousin. I don't like Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins stink. And that's not because he beat us that time. I never liked Kirk Cousins. He's just not a guy that wins the big games. And then you're gonna pay, he gonna want all this money, and they're gonna just push past right on over Jameis Winston. Look at J Max says no. KB says no. Hoodie says I would choose Cousins over Taysom. All right, that wasn't the question. Look, all these no Cousins, no, hell no. I'm with y'all on that. But that's what the guy throwing out there says Kirk Cousins. Mozzie keep throwing at me. What's up, Natasha, baby? Mozzie keep throwing at me. He says, Matty Icy Hot. How do y'all feel about Matty Icy Hot as your quarterback? In many cases, that's even wrong. That's worse than the Kirk Cousins thing. But I have to ask the family members on what they think about that. So what do y'all think about Matty Icy Hot? Would you like Matty Icy Hot as your quarterback? Damn, KB. Oh man. But see, that's what that kind of the, now see, it's yeah, I know. Stop trolling us, Q. I'm not trolling. I'm asking the question because see, y'all don't know. This is what I be getting when I'm off stream, man. Family people be coming at me with these suggestions, and I was like, man, they want the family members to never believe some of these people they be throwing at me, and it be your own people doing it. Man, y'all should have went and got Matty Icy Hot. What are you? What, dude? No down hard who that is gonna want Matty Icy Hot as their quarterback. I'm sorry, that's no disrespect to the Matty Icy Hot, but we're not gonna want you as no, hell no. Just like Kirk Cousins, it's people that's just like, no, Q, no, hell no. Why? No, forget about it. But that's what kind of stuff I be getting. I'd be like, oh my goodness, these people insane. What's up, Mike? Hold'em Hook TV in the building. What's up, fam? Pelicans NOLA. Yeah, I know. Aaron Rodgers, we get to the point where we talk about some of these quarterbacks, and listen, a lot of this is just banner going back and forth. I like Aaron Rodgers in the place of the QB position for the Saints. I just don't think that's going to happen. Not this year. And let's just say this year. Let's stick with this year. I don't see Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. I would like to see Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback, but I don't think financially it's feasible unless he takes a real sweetheart deal to come here. I think he's still tied up with Green Bay, and he got 1 more year left on his contract. It's a lot of other stuff that, and he's more vocal about his position, so it's rubbing a lot of people the wrong way about what he's saying. I'm not against what he's saying or for what he's saying, but man, you can say whatever the hell you want to say, man. But that might rub people the wrong way. His stance on certain things, and then Russell Wilson is a guy that Russell keep telling you, oh, I want to stay up. I enjoy being up in Seattle. Well, listen, Russell, bro, what the hell on? Get your ass on. And then, of course, Deshaun Jackson's another dude, and he got the legal issues. And then, of course, you could just stand back and say, you know what, family? I'm going to just stick with who I got in Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is rehabbing with the team. He won't cost you a lot of money. And then all these other things for this year, to me, are fanciful. I'm going to just keep it real. Aaron Rodgers, the money, and then what? And then, of course, I think he's still tied up with them people. You still have to get here through a trade. That ain't going to happen. Green Bay not going to trade Aaron Rodgers to the Saints. Hell no. And of course, the same with Russell Wilson, who keeps flip-flopping his ass off. I was like, you know what the hell with this, man. And then, of course, Deshaun Watson. We don't know what they rather. The Houston Texans rather implode in their own footstep than to get rid of that kid. They had ample opportunities to get rid of that kid. They could have got with somebody else and did something else. It's not gonna happen. So I mean, it's another thing. So the thing is, Jameis Winston keeps working out to be perfect. And remember, he had 14 touchdowns to 3 interceptions before that some gun tore him down illegally from behind and tore his legs up, man. You know, it's just fanciful talk at this point in time to think we're gonna get anybody else. Your economic situation is not what it needs to be right now. And I just think, right, it's just better, it's feasible to go with Jameis. Jameis at one time was a question. Could Jameis be the guy that you think he could be? And then you've seen the success that he had, how the team gravitated around him, and how everybody looks up to him. Imagine you repair the offensive line, get it stable. You got Elvin Kamara there. You got Mike Thomas who will be healthy. You have some weapons there. You add a wide receiver on the other side of him, you know, through later on in the draft, or perhaps through free agency, where you can be able to bring a guy in, a good compliment to him that can help out while you grooming the other wide receivers in that position. And you don't need to blow up the whole ship just to have success. The Saints are not really that far off from where you figure they need to be. I'm just telling you, you have to destroy the ship to get there. Hoodie says, I want Jameis back, bro, but if not, I would take Cousins or Baker as my QB over Hill. To be honest, just to say any QB in our system can probably strive a whole lot better than where they currently at. Thank you, Hoodie, for your super chat, my friend. Thank you for that. All right, and listen, you're right. We have a QB-friendly system that will make most quarterbacks look a lot better. I get you on that. But, you know, Taysom is I think Coach Payton has Taysom in place because of who Taysom is. He's a guy that he loves Taysom like a son. We said that before the reporters were saying that Coach Payton loves Taysom Hill like her husband loves her and all this kind of stuff. Now we know that. We said that before she said that. And the reality is he does hold Taysom in a higher regard than, I ain't gonna say where the man's supposed to be, but I would say in terms of him as a quarterback, he's not a very good quarterback. You know, he has to work on that thing. And that just goes to show you that you're not going to be a good quarterback by working 50% in the room like you would do a wide receiver, running back, a special teamer. He had no problems going in that room 50% of the time and showing out in the running back room, tight end room, wide receiver room, and even special teams room, where Taysom will go down there and try to block punts and make tackles and all that, and will excel better than the people that be in the room 100% of the time. That don't work with the quarterback position. You're not going to beat or be better than a man that's in the quarterback room 100% of the time, and you're splitting times between these rooms. Only full dedication to that room will get you somewhere near where that other guy is. And I'm not saying in the same vicinity, because if you got like a Jameis, that's all he ever did was quarterback, he got a natural feel for that thing. And that's something that as you can see Taysom struggling with. He got a little better here and there, but that's stuff that you have to be there 100% of the time to do. And if Jameis is your starter, I don't think he will never eclipse him. His athletic ability adds an extra veneer to the Saints offense that Coach Payton fancies. So I think you add some more weapons around all of that, and I think you'll have more success. But I think the sticking point in the offseason with Coach Payton coming in the draft will be offensive line. I'm thinking for real, offensive line is a concern. All right, let's finish up, fam, on this one. This one is coming from NOLA.com. Saints Huddle forecast and offseason game plan and what moves should be made. Now, this is from old man Jeff Duncan, got Luke Johnson, got Amy and Rod Walker. These are some of our favorite Saints reporters, all contributed to this article. And really, I should have just started the broadcast off with this one here, because these are more credible people than Benjamin with his garbage ass talking about the Saints. Oh, you need to get rid of the Mike Thomas, and then we got to get a wide receiver. You just made me get rid of my best wide receiver, and I'm going to get a wide receiver. All right, so let's hit it. All right, these are the rumors. Sean Payton's status in New Orleans, that rival teams could be interested in warning them away. How valid is this speculation? And is there a reason for concern? Jeff Duncan said, I can't see Sean leaving for another job. Luke says no concern whatsoever. Amy says Sean Payton's one of the highest paid coaches in sports. Not in blah, 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 blah. This is his team, his offense, his culture. He ain't going nowhere. Rod said Payton has built a rock-solid culture. New Orleans players want to come here and play for him. I'm not sure what it would take to pry him away from what it seems like an ideal situation. I don't think Coach Payton leaves anyway. No. Now, his some of his people, most certainly. In terms of Coach Payton leaving, what? No. Coach Payton's not going anywhere. He is going to eventually, when he does retire, Coach Payton is not going anywhere. And the only way I could see down the line Coach Payton doing something is if he has the opportunity to move up into a GM/coach role. And I don't see him doing that. And like I said, he's a traditionalist-minded coach insofar as how he likes to run his situation, his camps or whatnot. And he got the media where he want them, but they appreciate toward him. He got all the resources that you could possibly imagine that the coaches need. He got a very agreeable general manager, a very agreeable owner who don't want to nut the deal. Oh, my bad, governor. They don't want to be known as owners no more. They're now governors. But the reality is that, no, I agree with them. Coach Payton is not going anywhere anytime soon. Okay, Winston and Taysom both suffered season-ending injuries, leaving the team's quarterback spot with one with more questions than answers. What do you think is the best answer for the team in the position? Now, both quarterbacks are injured and are rehabbing. This is true. Jeff Duncan said, I don't think the Saints starting quarterback in 2022 is currently on their roster. Addressing the QB position has to be the team's top priority offseason and injuries to Winston and Hill certainly muddle the picture. I like Winston, but I think the Saints can upgrade the position by trading for a veteran. If either Russell Wilson, flip-floppy Russell Wilson, you want it, which is no. Deshaun Watson with his legal issues, or Jimmy Garoppolo. Man, come on, Jeff Duncan, bro. You must be smoking the ganja, Jeff. Or you must be on the meds or something, bro. Something not jiving right. Because you can't sit up here and then tell who that people that's smart as hell out here. This is the Great Saint think tank that you talking about. Well, I don't know about Jameis Winston injuries and turn around here and then offer up Jimmy Garoppolo. Garoppolo's been hurt worse than Jameis Winston. What you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Garoppolo? Dude, hell no, bro. Upgrade Garoppolo's an upgrade over Jameis Winston, bro. Totally disrespect. They tell me the last time Jimmy Garoppolo was healthy enough to go through a full season of it. But seriously, dude, come on with that. That's a bad call there. And Garoppolo's not a upgrade over Jameis Winston in my book. That's a bad call there, man. This dude said Garoppolo. Russell Wilson, who flip-floppy like a dog, who just said that he wants to remain in Seattle. Deshaun Watson, Texans, who we don't know. The Texans keep holding on. They don't know what they're going to do with this brother. And then he still got these legal issues that he's dealing with. And then Jimmy Garoppolo is a dude that totally stays hurt all the time. Way worse than the Jameis Winston, who got pulled down, toe down. And really, this is his first year of having such type of injuries where he can't contribute on the football field. So I disagree with that one. Luke Johnson said one of the players currently on the roster is Winston, but I would not be surprised to see the Saints be active in the quarterback market this offseason. While there don't seem to be any can't-miss prospects in 2022 draft class that could push someone the Saints like back toward the middle of the draft, and we'll see how the veteran trade market plays out. Amy says it feels like there's no winning, at least right now. The 2022 quarterback draft class leaves a lot to be desired. So if the Saints want a quarterback that's not currently on the roster, they'll have to either trade, pretty much what they said, but the list of free agent quarterbacks isn't super flashy either unless something develops from the outside. The best answer is Jameis Winston. Rod says, assuming Winston comes back 100% from his knee surgery, he'd be my answer for 2022 season. But if the Saints have a chance to make a big splash and get someone like Russell Wilson, then you have to go for it. Wilson, by the way, said the other day that he wants to win another Super Bowl in Seattle. Thank you, Rod. Thank you. I ain't flip-flopping with Winston, who just keep kissing them people ass out there. If you want to be gone, say you want to be gone. I want to be gone. I don't want to be in Seattle no more. I'm tired. The coach don't listen to me. It rained too damn much out of here. And then go ahead on about your business. But I want to win a Super Bowl in Seattle. Oh, there you go. I just cut your ass off. The hell with you. No, screw all that, man. Screw that. You saying the wrong stuff, man. So why should I be inquiring about somebody who want to win a Super Bowl? Someone you talking the wrong way. Put your GM hat on for a minute. Which Saints player scheduled to become an unrestricted free agent would be your top priority to resign in 2022? Duncan says Armstead has to be top priority. He's a team leader and when healthy, one of the best, which is true. But this is the one right here that really stands out the most. Teron Armstead has to be a top priority. He's a team leader when he's healthy. One of the best in the business left tackles with his combination of size, speed, agility, don't grow on trees. The Saints offensive line will take a serious hit if he leaves. The Saints rarely allow a free agent. They really want to get out of town. I think they'll find a way to work out a deal with Armstead and keep him in New Orleans. Listen, reports already indicated that Teron Armstead, the Saints are not going to match what he wants. Now, one way it plays out, Teron takes a deal very friendly to stay in the black and gold building. There is a role for that maneuver. But as far as what I'm saying right here, if the Saints could be able to looking forward to having somebody else on that line, because that money that you're talking about paying Teron Armstead, Ramczyk got the big check. He'll move to Armstead's left tackle position. The Saints will find somebody, whether it's Landon Young or give James Hurst an opportunity to win the right tackle position, or either they might consider a position change for an Andrews Pete to turn him into a tackle. Who the hell knows? They could draft somebody. We know Coach Payton a couple of years ago took a center and converted him to a guard named Cesar Ruiz. You never know what the Coach Payton's going to do, man. But I like Teron Armstead, like I said, but I think his day's over as a New Orleans Saint player, man. Luke says this is a tough one. Despite another injury-marred campaign, I really like Armstead back, but I think his days in New Orleans might be numbered because of what he command on open market. Exactly, Luke. The same could be said for Marcus Williams, who has some flaws as a player, but still extremely valuable because of his range in the secondary. The Saints probably can't keep both. I'll probably prioritize Williams if the money fits. And I will have to agree with that because the Saints tagged him at 10.6. They could tag him again. It'll be a lot. It'll be a little bit more. But at some point, the Saints want to know, well, is he worth the money? Did he show you enough this season that he's worth the paper? Or at least convince the Saints to pay him that money to keep him around. So we'll see about Marcus Williams. And if you have to pick between Marcus and Teron Armstead, of course you're going to go with Marcus because he's the higher upsided player. Amy says if they can afford it, Marcus Williams, the big free agent they have outside of Jameis Winston is Teron, and I'm not sure they'll bring him back. Between injuries and the desperation on the open market for talented tackles, Armstead could be suiting up in other colors next season. I agree with that one. Rob says, I'm repeating myself from the previous question, unless the Saints can coax an elite veteran quarterback like Wilson come New Orleans, keeping Winston needs to be a top priority. So this is true. Finally, other than the quarterback, what position needs to be the top priority to address in free agency and the NFL draft this offseason and why? Jeff Duncan says, I've always been skeptical about investing first-round draft picks on receivers, but I've come around in recent years after watching Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle coming to the lead and enjoy early success. When Mike Thomas expected to return, the Saints could use a legit deep threat to complement his skill set. Luke says, wide receiver, hands down. New Orleans has some nice players in Callaway, Harrison, Jordan Humphrey did some nice things when they got some chances late in the year, but the Saints can't keep talking themselves into believing there's something that clearly isn't there. Their lack of playmakers on the outside was evident start to finish. Amos said receiver. It's not even close. Every quarterback worth their salt wants to play with a top-tier receivers, and this room doesn't have that. Marquez Callaway is a great prospect who came on late in the season, but he'd benefit from having a top-tier receiver around. I'm aware Mike Thomas is on the roster, but I'm not sure what the future holds there. Rod says the Saints will be dropping the ball if they don't add some receivers. See what I did there? Maybe the return of Mike Thomas will make us forget about all the drops this season, but the Saints could use some help. Okay. And then the reality is, if you take a look at some of the wide receivers that are out there in the draft, there are some very talented wide receivers that are out there. Jamar Chase was somebody. We talked about Justin Jefferson. We talked about Jamar Chase. We knew about CeeDee Lamb. We know they were going to get talent with him. Jalen Waddle was special for the Miami Dolphins. I mean, he drove pretty much a lot of their offense from the wide receiver position. He was phenomenal. And you finding really good, talented players. And of course, you had guys like Terrence Marshall Jr., who the Carolina Panthers didn't do a good job of bringing along either, who is going to be very talented once they figure out how to use him out there. So we continue to have talent circulating right abroad, right up near Baton Rouge. And that talent continues to go into the NFL and elevate offenses of rivals, because yet we don't have quite the vision to find the guys nearby. And that's one critique that I have, that as an organization, that you need to pick the apples from your own orchard, as opposed to go all the way up here. And with the C19 stuff circulating, it probably would be a better strategy for you to start investing more resources in scouting talent of nearby schools in Louisiana. It'll look good on the Saints organization if they did do that, as opposed to run up there and pick apples from Ohio State. They're not the only school in the country that produces great talent that can help NFL teams win ball games. Most of the guys on that list that you just seen there are LSU guys. So, I mean, that would be my critique of it. Yeah, we could definitely use a wide receiver. I don't think it'll be a first-round talent that the Saints will use on the wide receiver position. I think Coach Payton, depending on what he want to do with the offensive line, I still see there's room for growth there on the offensive line. So I mean, like I said, it's a no-brainer. First-round draft pick wide receiver. That's when you're like, okay, all right, whatever. Remember the last couple of first picks? Did you hit on both those picks? I mean, did you hit on the picks the last couple of years when we did all these goddamn mock drafts and prepared to get mock draft to death? You have all these damn drafts. And did anybody last year pick Peyton Turner with the first round draft pick, or the year before Cesar Ruiz? Don't get up here and lie now. How many of you guys out there picked last year that Peyton Turner was going to be your first round draft pick? Huh? I put one in the chat if you did that. Don't lie now. Then the year prior to that, did you put Cesar Ruiz as your guy? So that's just going to show you that you never can tell when Coach Payton does that, man, that he's looking. I'm telling you, you take a look. Now, we're going to go over some depth chart stuff in future shows and nearby shows, but I'm going to be honest with you, is that a lot of what goes on, man, with Coach Payton, man, he looks a lot at those offensive lines. So, and the thing that's really that's telling about the offensive line is their questions. We know Armstead is not going to be back unless he takes a big pay cut to come back, which I don't think he will, and he doesn't deserve to do that. He needs to go ahead and bank out, because they have other teams that will pay Teron Armstead big dough to do what he do. There's questions about Andrews Pete. With the Saints, it'll be a reduction in pay for Andrews, but I mean, where do you go there? Do Coach Payton change Andrews' position? Does he keep him at guard, or does he shift him to tackle, opposite tackle, where Armstead, where Ryan Ramczyk used to play the right side tackle? Does he have a position switch? Does Cesar Ruiz have a position switch from guard to center and McCoy to guard? You see, these are questions that I'm answering, because Ruiz is not a very good guard. He's not. And I don't anticipate watching him become better. Now, there's some positive plays that I've seen with Cesar Ruiz. I just think that he's a better center prospect than he is or could ever be in a guard. So do we make the adjustments there? It's flux there. What we do with that, So, I mean, at some point in time, you're going to have to move on. So are we feeling comfortable about that offensive line with Jameis, who just suffered an injury there? You're going to want to have to build that up. So we'll see how it all shakes moving forward. Yeah, center. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Is Coach Payton going to keep Ruiz at the center position? I don't like Ruiz at the guard position. I think Ruiz should be training to be a center. I think McCoy needs to shift to guard. And remember, next year, McCoy's contract is coming due. You're going to have to look at paying him and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Good news that the money will be around then. We'll be out this hole monetarily speaking. And also, that's another thing. Cameron mentioned tight end. Are you comfortable with Nick Vannett and Troutman and Juwan Johnson? Or do you want another tight end that can come? See, all this stuff that the Saints offense would be looking at. Now, I'm not against taking a wide receiver in the draft. I just don't think Coach Payton's going to take one with a first round draft pick. I think that he can more than likely is probably going to go offensive line with this draft pick, and he probably would get a good one. And where is it at 18? So I mean, he more than likely probably would get a good offensive lineman at 18, one that he won't be able to pass up on. And don't be one that can do two things at once. Don't be one that can play tackle and guard, or he can't help himself. So, like I said, I think Coach Payton, he'll be looking at improving this offensive line. Every year he tries to get one of those guys, and I don't think that would change this year. Well, listen, JT say he ain't strong enough to be a center. He played center when he was at Michigan. That's what Coach Payton liked about the kid. He ain't strong enough to be a guard. If he ain't strong enough to be a guard, bro, he got to improve. But Ruiz is his footwork, bro. It's like Shaq said, feet work. Feet, two of them. He says Ruiz need to work on his feet work, but he is not a guard, man. I'm sorry. I would prefer him. When you seen him play the center position, he did a pretty decent job at the center position because that's his comfort zone. That's what he came from. But that is a very curious pick. And that guy's a first-round draft pick talent. You're going to have to find a spot for him somewhere on the offensive line, whether at guard or center. And like I said, I done seen Ruiz. Oh my goodness, he's still learning the job, man. But like I said, and I like Andrews, but Andrews is another question mark. So you ain't exactly as solid as you would appear to be on the line, on the offensive line. And then besides the draft stuff, what about the coaching stuff? That you're gonna lose some people. You're gonna lose some people. You might lose some people because Jeff Ireland for president could be taking the Chicago Bears position. Something tell me they're serious about him. Also, the Giants are interested in him as well. So, I mean, there are quite a few people that you're going to miss that you could end up losing. Ryan Nielsen could be a guy that could be gone. Dennis Allen could be offered a coaching job. There are several reports out there that saying Dennis Allen is a person that multiple positions could be considering for interviews. So you could be missing some offensive personnel and defensive personnel as well as losing people. And it happens every year. This year we'll see how it all shakes, but a lot going on here. A lot going on. Yeah, KB, she loves Andrews. Pete said, Pete, big softy marshmallow tail. You know what he is. He gets hurt. But listen, let me tell you something. One thing I can never say about Andrews Pete is that Andrews Pete plays. He'll play hurt. He'll play with that situation to the point where you're like, Andrews, could you go sit down somewhere, bro? Didn't you just come off of a concussion, bro? What you out here? And now you hurt your arm? And remember, softy means that the guy, he getting injuries, but he don't play through the injuries. Every injury prevents him from playing. That's not Andrews Pete. You can call him all they want. You can say, yeah, I don't consider Andrews Pete soft. If you out there playing and you getting hurt, that's a physical game. But we call them soft when they don't play through the injuries. This guy plays through injuries. He had a broken forearm. He had it cast up playing. Remember, he had that cast on his hand. He was out there playing with that. He had the ankle issue. He had it taped. Remember, he got hurt. He hurt the ankle. Guy pushed him down on the ankle. He had it taped already, I think. And then he went back out there, played, hurt the other ankle. Remember that? And I'm like, and the guy was just giving it his all, but his body was failing him because he was accumulating all of these injuries. But he had the heart to try to get out there and play through the injuries. And that's something that I can't take away from Andrews. I got to give a man his credit. He wasn't running away from nothing or, saying such and such or what have you. One moment it's about your health. And then the next moment is because you're not getting the ball. And then all of a sudden it becomes about your health that you was hurt. But when you was running off the field, jumping up and down, you wasn't, we ain't see no experience in you having any issues. Y'all know who I'm referencing. I was hurt, but you sure didn't look hurt. You was throwing your shit off into the crowd. You was doing jumping jacks, pointing up number one. Oh, you was hurt so bad. Man, get the hell out of here, man. Anyway, but yeah, I can't give at least Andrews plays, man. That's what I'm saying. He tries to play through his injuries. All right, Hoodie, thank you, fam. Says, to be honest, Q, For all the people in chats keep saying we need a bruiser back hammer at running back. Well, we do have one, but they use him as a backup QB. Yeah, well, listen, you're right. Taysom Hill does run hard. And as you can see, them injuries starting to mount up, and you got Tony Jones runs pretty hard. We had a big bruising back named Latavius Murray. We didn't want to pay him. So he was up out of there. So I mean, it's sad, but it is what it is. But yeah, the reality at the end of the day, man, is that the black and gold, man, we got a few things we got to do. We at the start of this thing. We're gonna lose a few coaches. I want to say too. We're gonna get down under this money. We're gonna go through the draft. Don't worry, you're gonna be inundated with 1,000,001 mock drafts. It's coming. Don't you even worry about it. Don't you even worry about it. Oh, yeah. You're right. You're right, Green Mountain. But yeah, that's him. That's right. That's AB. And I read all that, man. Listen, bro, let me tell you something. I was hurt. I would have bought that. I would have bought the I'm hurt explanation, the essay that he put out. I would have bought it if I hadn't seen the tape with him running around with his hand up, throwing his stuff up and doing. That kind of make me think that you was doing all that. There wasn't no discomfort on your face. You just smiling and everything. What was the injury at? Well, I tore up my ankle. What, the same ankle you was jumping up and down on, throwing up the we number 1 too? Huh? That same stuff? Man, get your ass out of here, man. You lying dog, you. Oh, just know he crazy. He crazy as a fox. He might be crazy, but that don't stop him from being a lying dog. You liar, you. Oh, y'all was too hurt to play. Yeah, you was hurt, all right. You was hurt. Oh, man. Don't believe your lying eyes. Like Patty Cowherd says, man. Liar. But anyway, fam, look, that's going to do it for the show. Much love to y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. With this, much love to the fam. I appreciate y'all, man. Please feel free to hit the like button if you hadn't hit it already. And please feel free to subscribe. Much love to all of the family members. We had a fantastic year last year, man. Once again, completing the show. Now we off. This is officially, we're in the off season now. And like I said, I will return tomorrow. We'll open up the show for the phone lines for the broadcast so the family members can chime in on their thoughts about the season, about what they thought about the black and gold, and of course, their foresight in terms of what we need to do going into the future. We'll have a very eventful 2022 season going on. So yeah, it's going to be intriguing and fun at the same time to talk about the matters of the black and gold. It's also be kind of boring, man, looking at the playoffs. I ain't gonna even look at the playoffs, man. I'm gonna go ahead on and do something else, man. I'm gonna do some other shit. I ain't gonna pay attention to no damn play. What the hell with the You call me a Soul Saints man. I'm done with it, man. I ain't watching that shit. I'm boycotting the playoffs. That's why you boycott, because my team ain't in there. I'm boycotting your ass. Get your ass. I ain't in it. Pelican knows a big Q. We can make a trade for the backup Tennessee Titan running back, the one who I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'd be fine with what we have. But you never know, man. You never know. We'll see. Because a lot of people, we had some bruising running backs, guys that fall forward, get you 3 or 4 yards. We just don't seem to use those guys like we supposed to. Like you have a guy like Ingram at times runs like that. Tony Jones runs downhill too. He's a little slicker. And then of course we had Latavius Murray, who we just severely underused. We had Latavius Murray, one of the biggest running backs in the game. And we just severely underused him all of his time, the majority of the time that he was here. And it's a damn shame. But, that's why I was talking about big bruising running backs. I mean, most of those guys we have, and Coach Payton don't even much won't use them. He don't use them. He'll put his backup quarterback in there as a bruising running back. The runner. He'll even use Alvin Kamara on 3rd and short and run them naked without a fullback. I'm like, huh? So, I mean, the big bruising running backs, Coach Payton don't use those guys like much. He likes using guys, scatty backs, like a guy like, like Elvin or even Tony Jones or even Ty Montgomery. he likes, guys with multiple sets, sets like that. A guy that can that's good in space, and then a guy that can break it down, and a guy that can hit it in between the tackles. But big bruising running backs, he don't use them that many. He don't use them like he's supposed to. He had Latavius Murray here for years and just did not use them in full like he was supposed to. Like when I would have been using them, like if it's 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, Latavius, I'd have ran him in there. I mean, that's just no brainer to me. Put Latavius Murray in there, goal line run, Latavius. I'd have ran him out there. I'd have put Elvin Kamara as a decoy out there, put Latavius Murray back there, and they would, and I'd have let him run up in there and do his thing. But that's Coach Payton. He don't like those big bruising running. He don't use them as often as he's supposed to. He just now, like years, how many family y'all, man, I was the guy that was pushing him. Okay, we need a fullback. And then Coach Payton got Adam Armah, who wasn't a bad fullback prospect, but you kept cutting him. Then Washington steals him, and after a waiver, and then you had to keep up with Prentice, who's more of a traditional fullback. And then they really kind of went into the power wide formation on the back end of the season because they really didn't have too much else that they can do. They went more power wide than they did anything because of the injuries that occurred to the roster. But the reality, it was fun seeing that style of play because, we don't want to get caught up in the fact that we just a finesse team. We're just going to throw it on you. No, the Saints will hammer your ass. So it's good to go back to our roots and see that the Saints get physical, they get nasty, and we can run at you with the power wide formation, then open up the play action off of the back of the run, and then really tear you to pieces. So it was good to see the power wide formation come back with the 3 tight end sets when they were healthy. So, hopefully we'll see more of that next year with more talent around those rooms. But anyway, that'll do it for the show. Much love to the fan. Appreciate y'all chiming in with me just over an hour. Like I said, I'll be back on tomorrow's stream. Lo was supposed to pop in. I think my dog Lo was supposed to pop in today, but we'll see about rearranging that thing for another day where he can come in and eat crow. So big ups to my dog, Big Lo. We'll see about arranging that probably on tomorrow's stream or something like that. We'll see about it. I know his birthday coming up this weekend, so we'll do it. But anyway, much love to the fan. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm going to switch over to the Pelican post-game report a little later, and we'll cover the waterfront on the Pelicans game against the Clippers. So with that being said, I'll be back tomorrow on our Friday stream. We'll open up the phone lines and hear from you guys tomorrow on the Sports Coma. Much love to y'all, and I'll see y'all later. Who that to?
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies and the vets, players you should look at. It's the Sports Coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the Sports Coma, all we know is Saints Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
WhoThatDaily.com. That's right, the WhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. The WhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.